A speaker could burst your eardrums and your heart. Let's talk science. What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another episode of Let's Talk Science, the weekly show where I take your suggestions on scientific subjects, get as much information as possible, and let you know what I found on the next Saturday. I'm sorry, guys, I'm kind of tired. I stayed up late last night, stupidly. I don't know why I always stay up late at night before I have to record an episode, because I guess I'm just stupid. Now, this week we're talking about vibration, the power it can have on different people and objects depending on the different frequencies that it's set to. So let's jump into it. Now, I'm sorry, guys, I thought this was a more interesting subject than it really is. I got really excited for this subject because I've been studying vibration and how you can use it to your advantage in certain ways, but it turns out this isn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be, and I should have done my research last week instead of this week, so I kind of knew what I'd be getting myself into. But I think it can still work. I'll try to make it as interesting as possible. This just isn't going to be a very long video, I don't think. But anyway, I couldn't find a I couldn't find a absolute definition of vibration, so I just kind of pieced together one of my own. And I stated that vibration is a rapid movement of atoms that travels. It's kind of hard to explain. Basically, when you have atoms that start moving really, really fast, and they start a vibratory system, not a vibratory system, they start vibrating, basically. When a group of atoms starts moving really fast, they start vibrating, and it travels through air, it can travel through water, it can travel through different things, and then it gets to our ears and different things like that. So that is my definition of vibration. It's probably wrong. I don't really know what else to say because I couldn't find any definite definitions of vibration. Just they were all kind of unclear, and they didn't really have one sure way to describe it. Now, I also created my own definition for sound just because I didn't like their definition. I like my definition better, so let's see if you guys can follow this. So my definition of sound is it's a series of vibrations that travels through air in a certain pattern and frequency until it hits your ears, where it hits your eardrum, rather, where it amplifies. The vibration then travels to your cochlea, which is a fluid in your ear, and is eventually transmitted to your processors in the back of your head, and is then processed into what we recognize as a noise. So basically, you have your eardrum, you have the vibrations that travel through the air and stuff like that, and then when it hits your eardrum acts as an amplifier. So when the vibrations hits your eardrum, the eardrum amplifies the vibrations, which goes through a fluid in your head known as the cochlea, and then it travels through the back of your head into your processing part of your brain, where we process it as a noise that we can recognize. Now, if you guys want a better explanation of the subject that I am not prepared for because I didn't do my research like I was supposed to, then you guys can go over to the Game Theory channel. I'll put a link down in the description to their video. They explain this a lot better. I'm a pretty big fan of Game Theory. I think it's a pretty cool idea. But they discussed how in Mortal Kombat there's a fatality you can use where you scream at someone's head and then their head explodes, which it turns out to be very possible if you check out their video. But there are different uses you can, there are different ways you can use vibration besides as just a weapon. You can use them to move things. You can use them for communication, because when we talk, our vocal cords cause vibrations in the air, which we can interpret as speech. We can use them for relaxation. There's vibratory chairs and stuff like that. We use them for music because either through speakers or through headphones, there are vibrations that travel throughout the airwaves again, and they transmit into our ear with the headphones, travels up through the cord and into the speaker that is in. It's right next to it. Yeah, you get the idea. We can also use them as we can use them for movement, like I mentioned earlier. I have, if you guys know what hex bugs are, they're these little toy bug things that they start vibrating, and that's how they move around. And you can also use them as a weapon, which I will discuss later. But vibration can also be used to cause heat, considering vibration is the movement of atoms, and if you move atoms fast enough on a dry surface, then it can cause spontaneous combustion. So we found a way to speed up atoms to move so fast that they can cause friction enough, then they can actually create heat out of just thin air. So spontaneous combustion is possible. You just have to find a way to accelerate the atoms and to have them cause certain amounts of friction, which friction is also caused by vibration because the atoms have to move really fast. That's also how lightning is created. The clouds, I'm not sure if you can consider the clouds vibrating because they're not really vibrating, they're just moving, and they tend to cause friction, which causes lightning that shoots down, and yeah. So I'm not really sure what the whole story on that is. Alright, so these are those hex bugs I was talking about earlier. Now, there's only a few of them. These three are the only ones left alive because we used to play with these a lot, and their batteries died, and they use like watch batteries, so I haven't gotten the replacements in a long time, and it's been a few years since I played with them anyway, so these are all pretty much dead. And these ones are barely alive. Like if you turn them on, see how they're barely moving? Yeah, this was really exciting when we were kids because they used to jump around and like fight each other and stuff, and it was really cool. But they use vibrations to move. You'll see it's field focus. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this thing's vibrating right now. You guys might hear it. But yeah, that's how they move. They use vibrations. So yeah, they can also be used to move objects, like I mentioned earlier. Man, I miss these things. These are like the best toys ever. There we go. But yeah, there's also many other uses you can use vibrations for that people don't really think of that much. Like I mentioned earlier, spontaneous combustion. The only problem with that one is you have to accelerate the particles and the atoms and stuff like that. But yeah, there's plenty of different things you can use vibrations for. Now, in game theory, on their episode about the Mortal Kombat thing, they also explained that there was a large speaker that police used to use to get rid of pirates, not the ship kind, but like you know what I mean, like the pirates. And they used them to get rid of rioters and stuff like that. But they could set them at a certain frequency that would like cause headaches and they cause people to run away because basically you can amplify things to run up to 2 miles away, and that's pretty powerful for a speaker. So there are certain levels you can set vibrations to that could cause different effects on things. Like I think in the video they talked about that anything over 125 will cause damage to your ears and other body parts, and anything over 166 can actually control your breathing. So if you listening to something over 166 hertz, which is the measurement for sound, then it can actually control your breathing against your will. So if you stop it, you can completely stop someone's breathing just by completely shutting off the sound that they're listening to. So yeah, it's pretty scary. You can control someone completely just by using sound. And at a high enough frequency, you can cause serious damage to them. Even at low enough frequency, you can cause serious damage to them. Like, for example, with dog whistles, they're at a high enough frequency that humans can't hear them, so they can't affect them at all. But they, like, terrorize dogs. If you've ever seen a dog affected by a dog whistle, it's just, the thing freaks out. But there are advantages to using vibrations at high frequencies, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Now, I had an idea for an invention that could almost work as an eardrum that it's a little hard to explain, but basically, okay, so deaf people are usually they have problems with their hearing, obviously, but I think it's because their eardrum is so damaged that it just can't amplify that vibration enough for their cochlea to process it, or they're missing an eardrum altogether, or something's wrong with the inside of their ear, which is fairly obvious. That's why they can't hear. But I had an idea for an invention. Now you can wear it on your arm, or you can build like a smaller model that you can, I don't know. It's just, okay, so, you know how you can feel vibrations? If something's strong enough, you can feel the vibration of it. If it's like loud or something like that. Like if you like go to a racetrack, you can feel the vibration of the cars. Well, I had an idea for a machine you could wear on your arm that had metal fingertips, because metal transmits vibrations a lot easier. And so if you touch something that's vibrating, you can interpret the vibrations into an amplifier in the arm that leads up to your ear that's got like almost like an earbud in it. And then it'll basically work as an eardrum that you can wear on your arm. So you can like feel things, and you can feel the vibration, and you can hear it, and it'll process it in the back of your head like normal. So it basically works as an eardrum replacement that's almost prosthetic on your arm. So I'm not sure if exactly it works, but I had an idea for it, and I had a model for it in my invention journal. I could show you guys if you want, but that'll be for a different time. I could show it next episode because I'm going to be talking about echolocation. That's going to be another thing based off of vibrations, but hopefully that will be a little bit more interesting. I'm going to try to talk about how bats can use echolocation for different things, and how if we learn from bats how to use echolocation, if we can use it for ourselves for different things as well. I'm not sure if it'll work that way or not. Maybe we can use it to cure blindness. I'm not sure. Maybe we can use it to cure blind and deafness. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but we're gonna try to figure it out. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry for the shorter video. I'm sorry I wasn't such the most interesting object. I'm sorry I was so tired, but yeah, I'm gonna try to pick things up. Be sure to check out Wednesday, the new scientific arsenal is gonna be coming out. I still know I'm gonna talk about. I'm probably just gonna recycle ideas from Let's Talk Science for a little bit until I can get some. It's like something to talk about. So I'll talk about like the chance of cyborgs, the chance of genetically altered killer plants, or maybe I could talk about cloning armies of one man, or artificial intelligence taking over, or basically anything like that. If you guys have suggestions, please put them down in the comments, because I'm going to need something to talk about this Wednesday. I have a general idea I could talk about, but I just want to see what you guys want to hear about. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna throw a bunch of links down in the description to Game Theory, to my Twitter, to my Twitch, to my gaming channel, to my Instagram, to my Google Plus, all that kind of stuff. If you guys have any recommendations, you can catch me on any of that stuff besides the Game Theory channel, because I don't host on that. But it's just a good channel. I got a lot of my information for this episode from that episode. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll throw that in the link, or I'll throw that link in the description. I mean. Be sure to check out next week. I hope you guys have a good day. I'm very sorry I'm so tired and this subject was kind of boring. This is basically a filler episode. I didn't have much to do this week, and I was like, I should go over vibration because I have nothing else to do. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Catch me on Wednesday and next Saturday, and that's about it. See you guys.